Facebook friends and family. How are you this Sunday evening? I wanted to get on for a few minutes and share some thoughts today. I'm trying to get in the habit of doing this, and Pastor gave us a challenge this morning to fast something. So this week I am fasting, watching Christmas movies and all the stuff that I've been, like, I gave up TV 10 years ago, and you would think that it would, not, like, I don't have TV, I just have Netflix, Hulu, and whatever, but now that sucked me into watching plethoras of shows that I don't really need to be watching. I should be doing something different. So this week I'm going to try to do a live, no matter big or small. Hopefully they'll just be small so you guys can watch, but that's my goal. I gave up TV so that I could do something specifically for the Lord. So today's devotion out of Give Us This Day by Leroy Brownlow. It says, 60 years ago, I remember the days of old. Psalm 143:5. How lasting is a precious memory, and as Alexander Pope stated, how vast a memory has love. Moreover, it gives the heart something to feed on. From the heartstrings of memory, there comes the swelling of a sweet and precious melody. Reliving the happy past can put zest into the present. We need a memory that does not then take us backward. We need one that also turns us around and pushes us forward with hope. Memory. Oh, how many days and worlds you encompass. Within the one word lies the quickened poetry of humanity's emotions. I've wandered to the village, Tom. I've sat beneath the tree, upon the schoolhouse playground that sheltered you and me. But none was there to greet me, Tom. A few were left to know, who played with us upon the green just 60 years ago. While some are in the churchyard laid, some sleep beneath the sea, and none is left of our old class except you and me. And when our time shall come, Tom, and we are called to go, I hope we'll meet with those who we loved some 60 years ago. This is a very interesting devotion. It's got some nuggets of stuff, but some of the stuff is, different. But anyways, I have three things again today. I'm going to try to keep with the three. So the first point I have is that memories are good and bad. And I know we can all sit here and come up with childhood memories that we had of, playing at school. I remember we used to, those of you who went to Oakview Elementary School, we always got married out by the old oak tree during lunch time, and we played marbles, and we did all kinds of fun stuff back then, and those are good memories. And then there's some not so good memories. I mean, like for me, I've got 2 divorce dates, 2 wedding dates, 2 divorce dates. The weddings were spectacular, but then you look at the divorces and that brings up sadness. So I remember when John left me in June of 2019, probably a couple months later, I just started deleting all of our photos, like every single photo. I didn't want to be reminded of that situation. I didn't want to be reminded of that marriage. And one of my good friends said to me, well, you did have good times. You went fabulous places and had fun and did all those things. And so I stopped deleting them. There's still some I wish I would have deleted, but it is what it is. And so memories can be a good thing, and they can also be a bad thing. And what I want to discuss is the bad thing. Like tomorrow is 12/7. That would have been our 8-year anniversary, wedding anniversary, and now there's nothing to celebrate. It's funny because both times I got married on war holidays, Pearl Harbor and D-Day. So if I get married again, I will double, triple, quadruple check the calendar to make sure I'm not getting married on a war date. But anyways, so tomorrow could be either difficult and it could be sad, or I can remember the happy times and I could, trying to reconnect, there we are. I could make a new memory. So memories can be good or bad, and you are the only one that can decide if it's good or bad. And I think that for me, tomorrow, I want to say it's going to be a good day, that things won't bother me, but I think because I chose forgiveness, and that's my second point. Forgiveness can be very difficult in a situation where you've been left behind or hurt by someone that you absolutely loved. But forgiveness has to come, and the forgiveness isn't for them. Maybe what they did was unforgivable. And you just have to come to this place where it's more freedom for you and more peace for you if you just choose to forgive. And so that's a key for all of us in determining whether memories are good or bad, or days are good or days are bad. And then lastly, my third point was you need to forgive yourself. There's so many things that we in our life have done incorrectly or against the will of God. We've gone our own way. We've sowed our own seeds. We lived out of obedience, but we serve a God who is very forgiving. And I think that we can get stuck in our bad memories and in our past when we don't take the time to just forgive ourselves. Pastor was preaching this morning about restoration, and he brought us to 2 Kings 8:6, and I'm going to read it out of the Revised Standard. It says, and when the king asked the woman, and that she was talking about Elisha and all the things that he had done for her, and she told him, so the king appointed an official for her, saying, restore all that was hers, together with all the produce of the fields from the day that she left the land until now. She left the land 7 years prior. So now she here is 7 years later, she's returning to this place, and the king is saying, restore everything that has been stolen from this woman, that's been taken from this woman. And that principle still holds true for us. But we have to choose forgiveness. We have to understand that people make their own choices. I'm just using my last marriage, for example. He chose to break our marriage vows. And that was his choice. I didn't say, hey, that's what you need to do. You know, that's here nor there. It's water under the bridge. And it's time to choose, for me at least, to choose to make new memories. And if I have to do something spectacular tomorrow to not cover up that marriage, because that wedding day was spectacular. There was highlights in there that was amazing and good, you know, even though the marriage isn't still there. There are good memories in there. The dress, the flowers, the friends that stood there with me by my side. There was some really spectacular things about that day. And I'm choosing to remember the good. And I'm not choosing to remember that, you know, everything that happened between there and here is December 7th can be a marvelous day. So friends, I pray for you tonight that you can start looking at some of your memories and say, is this something that maybe I'm having a horrible, terrible day because I haven't forgiven somebody, or something has happened on this day that is just you think is unforgivable? Or perhaps you've lost a loved one. And I know for me, a lot of my healing with my parents, like I didn't speak to my mom for a long time. Then I got pregnant and we kind of had a relationship, and then she just became so much. I was trying to raise 2 small children. My husband at the time was on drugs and alcohol, and I was trying to do all of this over here, and she was very demanding. So I got her, not hospice care, but Red Cross to take her to her doctor's appointments, and I got her taken care of it, and I had to step away for a season again. And then trying to reconnect. And then when my mom passed away, I was ridden with all of this guilt because I basically took her from where she was living and put her in a nursing home, and I left her there, and she died 9 months later. And so I never got the chance to ask for forgiveness. I knew she was okay. It's a terrible thing. You know what? It happens. And then I began to ask for forgiveness after she passed. And I'm telling you now, when I think of my mom, I think of all the cool things she did. She was a fantastic birthday planner. She always did everything she could to be there for me, to help me through things. Every PTA meeting, every home mom group, whatever. My mom was there. She was a Girl Scout leader. I mean, she did some phenomenal things in my life. And now that I have chosen to forgive myself and for the way that I treated her, those things can come back to life again. Same thing with my dad. There were things, he got really bad at the end. I mean, he said things that were hurtful. And, I mean, every time I cooked, he always had a negative thought process for it. Chicken was too dry or whatever. I had to let all that go. And now I just remember, I sit here and cry sometimes because I miss my dad so much. And I look at this house and I just kind of laugh, and I'm like, my dad would be having a fit right now if he saw the condition of his home. But Dad, I promise you it's going to be beautiful when we can finally get a contractor in here and finally get things done. And the good memories that will come from this beautiful home and being able to host dinner parties and have people over, of course, when COVID's done. But those will turn into really good memories. So all of these bare walls and these floors and the, you know, everything that's showing through, which should be covered with drywall and paint and beautiful, that's all going to change, and it's going to turn it into beautiful memories. Beautiful memories. So here's to a new challenge. I hope you reached out and encouraged some of your friends. Tonight, I would like you to take 5 minutes. You just take 5 minutes for yourself and do something to cause you to remember something maybe that's painful. And then I want you to just either forgive the person or forgive yourself. Forgive the person for whatever they did. And I know that some people have done some horrific things. My ex-husband, leaving me in this gutted out home, it's unforgivable. There's so many people that are mad, but I'm in a place where I'm just choosing forgiveness. It happened. It's done. He's gone. I don't want anything to do with him, and it's like I had to forgive him and move on. Because if I was still sitting here bitter and angry and cursing and all of those things, I wouldn't get anywhere and I'd be miserable. And that's not how I want to live. And that's how God would not want me to live that way either. So 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes tonight before you go to bed. And either forgive someone in your life. You don't have to talk to them. You don't have to reach out to them. You don't have to do anything. You just quietly between you and the Lord. I know sometimes forgiveness is a fear because you feel like we have to confront the people to forgive them. That's not always the case. I mean, I can't confront my parents anymore, but I could still forgive. So, 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. 5 minutes. The freedom that will come for you and maybe that family member or that close friend or someone. I know each one of you has somebody on your mind. So 5 minutes to either forgive another person or to forgive yourself for something that you have put yourself on the hook. Let yourself off the hook tonight and learn how to heal from that place so that you can have good memories. All right, I've said all I'm going to say. I am going to do my nails. Do you like my eyelashes? I got magnetic lashes. I was playing with that today. I'm a little bit crazy when I'm left unattended. But anyways, y'all have a good night. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I promise I'll be on here tomorrow. Bye-bye.